Hey guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2026 Volvo XC90 B5 Core. And a big thanks to Brian and the rest of the management and staff here at Jenkins Volvo in Ocala, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Ocala area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Brian. And for those of you guys who don't know, the XC90 has been Volvo's midsize luxury three-row crossover SUV since 2002. The second generation that you see here has been with us since 2016 and facelifted last year for 2025, receiving a new front end, new dashboard and infotainment screen with added sound deadening and a retuned suspension for a more comfortable driving experience. Outside of the monster plug-in hybrid models, the 2026 XC90 is available in 3 trim levels, each available with 2 powertrains. The B5 is a standard powertrain with a 2-liter turbocharged mild hybrid, cranking out 247 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, but likely underrated because it's enough to get this large mid-size 3-row SUV to 60 in the low 7-second range. You can opt for the more powerfully tuned B6, which is the same powertrain, just cranking out 295 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the XC90 to 60 in the high 6-second range, with a plug-in getting there in the mid to high 4s with 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. But here we have the B5 Core, the cheapest way into a 2026 XC90, starting at $61,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So the new grille with the diagonal slots was all new last year for the 2025 model year, or the 2025 and a half model year, because the XC90 started the 2025 model year without this facelift. We get full LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, some nice chrome contrast for the trim pieces. I do prefer the black contrast that we just had in the XC60, but this chrome does look really good here with the silver metallic paint color. And the sun's starting to poke out. It's been raining all day in Ocala, Florida, but hopefully you can pick up the sparkles here in the Florida sun. The wheel and tire setup, we get these black and silver contrasted 20-inch rims, which are all new for 2026. Previously, the Core came with 19-inch rims, but these 20s are wrapped in Pirelli Scorpion Verde All Seasons. Dimensions are 275/45 R20. This is a beefy wheel and tire setup, basically identical compared to the MDX Type S that we reviewed in this channel, which is definitely a more performance-oriented SUV, but the details here on this non-performance, luxury-oriented SUV are still really impressive, especially for the price point. I'll take a step back. Hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile on this XC90. It does look very bold and menacing from the side. We have body color mirrors with LED turn signals on them. Blind spot monitoring is on the glass. We get all aluminum trim for the window trim, blacked out pillars, aluminum roof rails with our panoramic moonroof up top. 4-door smart access, that's a premium touch for a base Core. Splash guards up front and out rear. We have the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The taillights should have a subtle smoked finish for the 2026 model year compared to the pre-facelift. Sorry, I had to walk around that tree to show you guys the rear end styling. All the badges and lettering is aluminum back here with the B5 all-wheel drive emblem on the right side. Subtle chrome contrast, full rear parking sensing. The exhaust tips right over here in the corner. We do get duals on the Core. And speaking of the duals, let's fire up this 2-liter turbocharged mild hybrid setup, and here she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder mild hybrid setup sold by Volvo for the 2026 XC90 B5 Core. And it sounds okay, cranking out 247 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to all 4 wheels. You can expect 0 to 60 in around 7.3 seconds, making it a very solid performer. These power numbers are very likely underrated considering the 295 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque B6 is only about a half second of an improvement when it comes to 0 to 60. But what you see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back and walk around this 2026 XC90 B5 Core one more time. Let's take a step inside and see what we get with the cheapest way into a 2026 XC90. This specific B5 Core does not have a single option or feature on it. Still with a leather stitch trim up top, open pore wood in the center, and a gushy soft leather armrest, leatherette for the center, 4-window auto one touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable, 3-person memory seats. We don't get the Bowers & Wilkins or Harman Kardon sound system, but it still sounds really good for bass. Materials down below are just hard plastic, but you'll stack 2 footlongs on top of each other with a 24 to 32 ounce water bottle with some additional storage up top. You get an illuminated aluminum Volvo step-in plate with some really comfortable bass seats. Solid bolstering, really soft with some quilts in the center. Fully electrically adjusted, you can recline, drop, lift, and slide with lumbar control. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So just in case you guys don't believe me on this being a base model without a single option or feature, I'll leave a link right here to the window sticker. Unbelievably loaded, unbelievably comfortable for the price point. We get a leather steering wheel, which is thick, solid 10 and 2, nice 9 and 3. The horn area is rubberized, the horn itself, loud and aggressive. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do not get dual panes on the base core. Every trim above this does get them, but for the base core, it's just a thick single pane of glass. Adaptive cruise control with the adjustments, voice commands, infotainment adjustments with our volume and skip control on the right side. The stocks have a satisfying click. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, fog lights, no auto rain sensing wipers. Wasn't available on the plug-in XC60 reviewed in this channel, so to be expected that it's not here on the core. We get a tilt and telescoping steering column that's not power, trunk release, a little bit of additional storage in the corner which is lined in felt, hood latch release, and hopefully get a good look at the pedals. More open pore wood, some fabric trim for the center area, and a stitched dashboard. Really premium looking. The updated 11.2-inch infotainment screen, which replaces the outgoing 9-inch screen. We check out our map with a click of a button. It's Google's most latest infotainment display with just about perfect response and resolution. We can recenter it, and for the home screen you see the song that's currently playing, your phone information, Bluetooth, Google Assistant, camera, and our drive mode selector. Our drive modes include standard and off-road. We'll leave it in standard for the purpose of this review. For steering feel, soft is extremely light. We'll see how it changes up with firm. Yeah, it's a little bit firmer, but doesn't really make that much of a difference. I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't even notice it. The backup camera, the gear selector, we get this crystal Aura Sweden gear selector. We don't get a 360-degree camera, but we get guidance lines and trajectory with parking sensing. We can throw it back into park. After about 3 or 4 seconds, it should return us to the previous screen. There we go. The gear selector we mentioned, the wireless phone charging pad underneath these keys. We get hard buttons for the hazards, defrosters, volume, and skip with our glove box release with a hard button. No actual latches for the glove box, but the glove box itself is all rubberized with carpeted trim for where your knee will often hit, some leather for the inside portion. Engine start stop, electronic parking brake with auto hold, some open pore wood for this cup holder area. With 2 cup holders, you'll fit 24, maybe 32 ounce bottles. Shot glass in the center, which allows you to fit mugs. Phone, wallet, perfect location. We'll shut this cover right up. Nice padded armrest. The storage space, impressive. You'll fit 7, maybe 8, 12 ounce cans, 2 USB-C ports, and a 12 volt in there as well. We already showed you guys the glove box. Let's show it to you in some more detail. It's lined in felt. Large, you'll fit 30 license plates, should be able to fit 2, maybe 3 pairs of shoes, 7 or 8 Harry Potter books with no problem. We get a frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage HomeLink settings on it, touch-sensitive LED interior lights, panoramic moonroof, which is standard here on the 2026 XC90. I'll catch right back with you once the shade opens up. All right, now the shade's opened up, let's open up the glass. The opening panel goes on top of the fixed panel, so it does stick out a little bit like a sore thumb. See if it goes out any further. It does. Well out into the second row of space, we can poke our way out of here. Starting to turn into a nice day today in Ocala, Florida. Sunny and 95 degrees. It has been raining for most of today. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat. We also have our passenger talk option. Let's take a step out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So we get smart access even for the back seat up top. The leather stitching continues, same with the open pore wood, aluminum separating the leatherette and the gushy soft leather armrest, auto one-touch window, aluminum door handle, and our speaker for the standard sound system with the bass speaker on the door panel. You'll stack 2 6-inch subs with a 24-ounce bottle behind it, illuminated aluminum step-in plate. The second row seats are really well bolstered for the bottom and back portion. You can recline them and slide them, but taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So I have about 6 inches of knee room. We'll see if the seat slides back any further. Nope, this is as far back as it slides. Headroom, Upright, I have about 1 inch of it. I'll see how far the seat can recline. Not super far, but far enough to allow me to have about 3-4 inches of headroom. I'll bring the seat right back up to its upright position, and unlike the XC60 where we had air vents on the B-pillar, here we have air vents on the B-pillar and in the center console area with a separate third zone climate adjustment and heated second row seats. More leather stitching for this console, cargo nets behind both of the front seats, the stitching for the backs of the headrest, nice premium touch. The center cubby, let's pull it down. Decently soft with the cup holders in the center. This is a little bit of a dated design, but does the job. Bringing this thing back, we have hooks on the grab handles for both of the passengers back here with the bracket and LED interior lights. Pretty decent amount of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof, and that's about it for the second row of the 2026 XC90. Let's take a step out into the third row, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. If I remember correctly, this isn't the easiest third row to access in the midsize segment. Yep, definitely not the easiest. There we go. But yeah, I still fit back here. My knees aren't exactly touching the back seat. My head, it's starting to touch, but if I was 1 inch taller, then I would start to really complain. Anybody under 6'1", 6'2" should be perfectly comfortable back here. Seat pillar does get air vents for the third row passengers, a cup holder, bracket, and some storage. Same for the opposite side. This definitely isn't the largest third row in the midsize segment, but somebody 6 feet tall does fit back here without having to do any type of adjustments for the second row. And of course, every inch the second row passenger compromises for themselves is 1 inch added for the third row passengers. That's about it though, guys, for the third row. Again, it's not the easiest process getting in and out, but it's more than good enough. Putting the seat back where it was. Let's take a step out in the cargo space, see how much space is offered back here. The button is underneath the L, and then take this 2026 XC90 out for a drive. Before we pull the third row seat down, just to give you a good idea of how much cargo space is behind it, secret storage, let's see how much we got. Not a whole lot underneath the spare tire, or surrounding the spare tire. We can drop this lid right back. We can drop this third row seat as well. And I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much cargo space is back here with the third row seat up, third row seat down, and with the second row down. Looks like they fold down 33, 33, 33. Very spacious back here with some cutouts in the corner, perfect for grocery bags not flying around. Some hooks as well. Hopefully you pick these up on camera. And some trunk lighting, which does not appear to be LED, but it should still get the job done. There are 2 buttons to drop the trunk. This button drops it, this button drops it and locks the SUV. We don't need the SUV lock, so we'll press the button on the left, and it immediately starts to close the trunk. So make sure you're aware of that so you don't get duped in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of the all-new 2026 Volvo XC90 B5 Core. At $61,000 for the base price, not a single option or feature here. This is still an unbelievably loaded luxury 3-row SUV. Performance-wise, no, the B5 powertrain is not going to blow us away, but within half a second of a 0 to 60 time of the upgraded V6 while saving some serious money, let's take this 2026 XC90 B5 Core out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2026 Volvo XC90 B5 Core. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. Let's go into our drive mode selector. Right now we have our firm steering turned on. Let's throw it in the soft. Let's just see if it changes up, because firm already feels pretty light. It definitely gets a lot lighter in soft. We'll see the transition once we get used to how it is right over here. And our only actual drive modes are standard and off-road, so leaving it in standard, about half throttle. Okay. I mean, it's definitely not as quick as the plug-in we just reviewed for the XC60, but it gets up and goes perfectly fine. Steering feels good in soft. Let's throw it in firm. Brakes feel really good. And real-world turning radius test. Sharp turning radius on the gas. Sure, it's not the fastest SUV in the segment, but it's a really smooth power delivery. And there's a lot of torque, especially initially. I could see 0 to 60 happening in the low 7-second range. And for a 247 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder, that's very solid performance. And the B5 Core does not get the dual pane windows, but it still gets the added noise cancellation since 2025.5. And it's really quiet. Every trim level above this will be even quieter with the dual pane windows. but I don't know how needed they really are. You look down and you're constantly going a lot faster than you think you are. Even without the air suspension, this thing rides really good. I'm sure with the 19-inch rims it rode even better, but I don't think you really notice not having those 19-inch rims that much. And firm feels a lot better when it comes to the steering, in my opinion, than soft. So I'd personally leave it here at all times. Good turning radius, about half throttle. Boost. No, it doesn't blow you away, but there is plenty of power under your right foot. And again, at highway speeds, you listen, and it is really quiet. Overall, guys, if you're looking for the most luxurious $60,000 all-wheel drive SUV on the road today with 3 rows, you're looking at it. Sure, it's not 60, it starts at 61, but for an SUV that doesn't have a single option or feature on it, be it leather stitching just about everywhere, very solid audio system, decent performance, and a really comfortable driving experience, the most comfortable driving experience on any XC90 ever, and this is just the base. Every model above this will be more luxurious, more comfortable, more feature-packed, but considering that this is $61,000, $62,000, I really don't think you're getting a better value luxury all-wheel drive 3-row SUV out on the road today. And if that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the XC90. If you're looking to be around the $60,000 to $65,000 price point, the B5, B6 Core is a great way to go. If you're looking to get something a little bit nicer, sure, you can go into the Plus or Ultra categories, or if you're looking to get something stupid when it comes to performance, go for one of the plug-in hybrids. But either way, this new XC90 is a really good platform for a luxury performance 3-row SUV, and I would 100% recommend checking it out. And a big thanks to Brian and the rest of the management and staff here at Jenkins Volvo in Ocala, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Ocala area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Brian, and a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.